That's what I'd be sub for. Alright, speaking of subs, we are going to be jumping into our third place match immediately. 0 downtime here. And we're going to be kicking it off on Hotwire LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map. Spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have our pink Protoss player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is going to be representing the Juggernauts. We have the Analyst, we have the Stork, we have the Bigod. He is Bistork.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Indian Zerg player himself. He is red, representing Alpha X. It is Demi.
God.
Oh boy, here we go. Hopefully the gods smile upon Demi here in his second series of the day on stream, because in the first one, it didn't really quite work out too well.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head. Who's the god of electricians?
That's the Dutch god, mate. What are you on about?
Oh.
Yeah. God of thunder and lightning, mate.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know it's the god of buffaloes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's a Gate Forge again, by the way. It's just we have it's a repeat from Game 1. Yo, he walls off.
He's giving us what we couldn't see in game number 1. What we were robbed of in our previous series. Now we're gonna see it in effect. Is he gonna mineral walk? He doesn't really need to.
God. Oh,
he does it again!
He gets out, and he doesn't get surrounded.
Mate. And he does not. We still get to cancel.
Oh, he wants the gas! He wants the gas! Up!
I love it. He's hitting the exact same beats as our previous. Muy caliente.
Oh my god. For those wondering, these two did face off in the upper brackets earlier today, and this is the exact same repeat of game number 1. But if you remember, things really snowballed in favor of Bistork in that game. Like, he before the DC, like, he was winning that game. It was insane. We'll see if Demi can kind of tighten up here, as he has a second chance. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So far. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa, I was gonna say, so far it looks like Bistork is doing the exact same thing, so maybe Demi can prepare. Bistork is not at all doing the exact same thing. He's doing a similar thing, but much more dedicated. Those are shield batteries Bistork is producing right outside Demi's natural base. These are even more cannons that he's producing.
It's like, who am I watching? Am I watching Stardark right now? Like, Bistork, as you said, this time the Stargate is not at home. It is proxied across the map. The cannons are finishing up. Oh my god, we have a little bit of high ground vision. Demi, fun fact, he actually cancelled his third base because he was afraid it was going to get cannon rush, and he does go for a ninja third instead. But Bistork is looking for it! Oh my god! He's crazy!
The cancel, mate. There's one stalker. It's wreaking havoc on Demi's economy.
Yeah, and like, what does Demi do from here? Like, he's working on a lair. Is he gonna try and go for a Nidus and evacuate? Well, he can't, because like his safe haven has been spotted now. With the Lings, they do actually sneak past these cannons, and they're on their way to protect this hatchery.
And there's no stalker anymore.
Yeah, Stalker leg that went all the way back home, goes for a full wall off, a shield battery at home as well.
Oh, this 1 point race still has a lot to worry about. You really don't want to go toe-to-toe against two queens like that, but he's still fishing for overlords, this 1 point race.
Yeah.
Or he's able to supply block Demi.
I was about to say, I'm still confused. Like, it has to be a Nidus because there's only one gas. The Void Rays, they don't scout it yet. I'm just really curious as to what the plan is. I mean, so the Nidus helps because like you can get away from all this nonsense, but oh my god, he sees it!
Yeah, you could get away with Nidus. Not if the Nidus goes down. It's getting low, and it will get cancelled. But rebuilt in a bit of a safer area.
Drop-a-lords!
Drop-a-lords! I love
Let's
this.
go, I love it. Are we gonna see a recall back home? I feel like we need to. Oh god.
Yeah, we need at least one void ray to come back home. Do not have any faith in the probes to be able to fight off these. Lings on your own.
Oh, yeah,
Bistork
yeah.
actually doesn't recall. I don't think he has the energy for it.
He doesn't recall. He does not have the energy. Aye. 4 probes already going down, but the rest of them were pulled away, so it could have been a lot worse, and this will give Demi some breathing room here, as eventually these things will be cleaned up. Oh, but they get 1 gas.
Yeah, already a fantastic start. And I tell you what, this natural base, I say natural, this ninja base did go up as well.
Yeah.
So Demi not in a great place right now, but he's in a position that's recoverable.
I have to wonder if he can hold on to this, because I imagine Bistork, he's gonna make a beeline with these Void Rays over to this base. There are queens. Yeah, I think there are plenty of queens here. Like, yeah, there's no way Bistork breaks this.
Yeah, Bistork sees that 4th base, however, I say 4th base, that 3rd base, that 2nd ninja. He may be able to cancel that, but he just has no eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Now Bistork has to, again, he doesn't see that, otherwise he would deny it 100%. And he's in a really rough place. He's trying to do what he can. He does target down the high energy queen. Oh.
But there's still just enough transfuses to keep it alive.
Exactly. Demi, he has successfully evacuated his main base. Again, he's more than willing to give this up if he needs to. He can always come back with his queens through the Nidus network. It's on Bistork to try and catch up, because he's down economically. Not in a good place.
Yeah, Bistork, he really isn't. Bistork's definitely lacking enough supply to hit both bases at once. As I was saying, you know, these queens can just go back and forth between these Nidus worms, or this Nidus network. It's really nothing pressuring Demi to keep supply in one base.
Exactly. Meanwhile, that was the final transfuse. Ends up losing a Void Ray and doesn't get the queen.
Unfortunately, it's slowly but surely going to be rebuilding all that energy, regaining all that energy.
Yeah, Bistork, he just can't find a way in. He's trying, though. He's trying. And if this hatchery gets up and running, like, Bistork, Demi's running away with this. Like, there's already a Hydra Den, mate.
There's already a Hydra. Dang. Yeah, Demi's definitely sitting very, very comfortable. The only thing he has to worry about are these Void Rays. And it's not even that much of a concern, because as you were saying, he's already got a Hydra Den out.
Oh no, the Mist Rally! Oh, it doesn't even matter. Oh no, it does. It does matter.
Demi just being a little nice here. You know?
Yeah.
Here you can have these workers, I guess.
Just a bit of a Mist Rally. Meanwhile, speaking of just giving some charity, we do have 3 Overlords getting picked up for free. At least Bistork is catching a couple of things here and there, and this will help him. But again, like, with the sheer amount of queens, he needs something else. He needs something more, like disruptors, or I guess he hopes to go for charge loft instead.
Yeah, supply blocking Demi is definitely nice. It gives him a little bit of time, but what is he using that time for? Well, as you were saying, he's working on charge, and Archon's behind that. Really great against Hydra Ling, honestly.
Yeah, it's all about numbers at the end of the day, though. Like, can he get enough out in time to stop Demi's push that's going to be coming soon? Meanwhile, finally, Bistork scouts this 3rd base, but it is so late, and at this point, like, there's no way he gets it. Right?
Well, he might be able to get it, but he will have to sacrifice his Void Rays to do so. I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile trade, though, for Bistork. He doesn't even get it, and he loses 1 Void Ray, 2 Void Rays. Almost 3. He loses 3 Void Rays for nothing. For nothing.
Nothing. That's GG.
Honestly,
you can't afford to lose 3 Void Rays. When Bistork's army consists of 4 Adepts and 2 Void Rays, like, you can't afford to. And this is the problem. Adepts show up, doesn't matter, because the drones, they just go into the Nidus.
That's how much utility a single Nidus can give you. People think you only need to use it aggressively. Nah, mate. You can use it just as transport, you know?
Yeah, and to be fair, like, this game would have been completely different if Bistork had scouted the space earlier. Like, he did scout it like 4 minutes after it was turned down. Like, that's a very big deal, because he would have had a much easier time dealing with it earlier. So it is a little bit unlucky from his end. You could also say he should have been a little bit more diligent when it came to his scouting. Now, sure, he's across the map, but again, like, Demi doesn't care about the bottom left. There's only a single queen here. That's it. And to be fair, a lair, I guess, but...
Yeah. That's, I think, the main building that Demi really cares about in his main base, because he is turned out into a station bit, you know? He does want to get a hive up. But he already makes a lair elsewhere.
Yeah, lairs on the way here in the top left, which is a little bit risky because it is the low health hatchery, but you know, it's on the way regardless. Storm is in production for Bistork, like he's working himself up towards like a decent army. He desperately needs a third base. Look how oversaturated he is. My god.
Yeah, that third base does get up and running though, in fairness, and with the upgrades and with the army composition Bistork is going for, I think there is a chance for him. It's a very slim chance, but it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, yo, we have an Archon drop. He gets a queen somehow, some way. Oh, we got the horses. Has to be careful. No, the spore.
The warp prism will go down with 2 Archons inside of it. Another fantastic trade from the side of Demi.
Yeah.
Look at the units lost tab. It is... yeah, it is nowhere near close when it comes to the gas. Demi's lost a lot more in the mineral count, but again, his units were a lot more expendable with minerals.
And he could afford to lose all those minerals. Meanwhile, look at the creep, by the way. Like, from base to the natural wall. It's not going to take a little creep, and the push is coming soon. +2 is on the way. Storm is done, to be fair, and that's what matters here. How good are the Storms going to be for Demi? I mean, for Bistork.
Decent-ish storm there, but nothing to really follow that up with. Hydras just get transfused, and that's about it. These storms do have a lot of zoning potential.
Yeah, I mean, the charges are coming in. Oh my god, that was a beautiful... Oh my god, another great storm. But is this going to be enough? The Void Rays are falling left and right. There are a couple of Immortals, and Immortals are not what you want against Hydras, and there's just not enough numbers, mate. That's all it is.
Yeah, Demi's Hydras sat in that storm. They didn't care. They knew they could get away with it. He has more than enough right now to overwhelm everything that Bistork has. I believe battery overcharge is already used up.
Yep, already used up, mate. Yeah. There's almost nothing left. There's a single Immortal and a couple of cannons, but there are just far too many Hydras here. Demi with a great response to being cannon rushed. I thought he was in a really rough place, but getting up that ninja base despite being scouted was impressive.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I kind of wanted to see Bistork do it just because of how committed he was to that outpost, but Demi was even more committed to surviving. And with that will, with that commitment, he takes game number 1.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's only a handful of Zealots remaining. GG gets called, and Demi takes the first game in this series.
The rematch already working out in his favor. See, if it wasn't for the meddling of the power people, we wouldn't even have this as our lower bracket finals.
True.
Potentially.
Potentially. I mean, Demi, he fights back. It does also look like Bistork isn't used to that response, because he had a lot of opportunity to scout what's happening and come up with something better. You know, we saw him deny the Nidus first, if you recall. Like, when that happened, I was like, oh my god, Bistork, he's just on top of everything. But yeah, like, I do think a lot of it came down to, if you recall, the Ling drop in the main base. Like, that kind of gave Demi so much room to just get set up.
A very Mio Micah from 2017 maneuver.
Yeah. As
Chad is reminding, I miss those days.
Good times. That was back when all you needed for a Dropper Lord was an eBay chamber. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Didn't even need a lair.
Yeah. And Seattle used it to win Pyeongchang. And then it got nerfed.
I mean, it was broken.
It was broken, but it was heartbroken. Oh, speaking of broken, we're going to continue to Pride of Altaris. I'm just really proud of myself that I didn't sink pillars.
Good job. Good job, Yaku. You did it. You did it, and you're right. You know, one of the the longest map in the map pool, a very, very big boy map, and a decent map for Skytoss.
But you know what's it's an even better map for? Gold base.
There you go.
Rush.
True.
Berserk.
Would Demi do that? Would he?
We've seen Demi do that.
True.
Just last week against Bistork. Would it be too obvious if he does it again? I guess that's the question.
He better.
Here's hoping. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our series here, our lower bracket finals here on Pit Pride of Altaris. LE, we're at the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way to the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have our pink Protoss player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He's the best player from Hong Kong, best Protoss player from Hong Kong. He's going to be representing the Juggernauts. He is a Stork. He is going to deliver the bygones to the bygone era. He is Bistork. Stroking that beef.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the best player in all of India, one of the best Zergs in Southeast Asia, representing Alpha X. It is Demi.
What'd I tell ya?
Beautiful.
What'd I tell ya?
You know, Demi, he knows what the people want. And the people want ninja bases, they want gold bases, they want Nidus to evacuate the base and then just do nonsense, mate. It's beautiful.
He is a god of the people, after all.
But the Forge first again! And Bistork, he scouts the gold!
This hardcore shuts down a gold base.
Yeah, there's no drone pooling. You can't pull the boys from here. It's done.
Oh no! He even steals some gold minerals because he can.
Exactly.
Why the hell not?
And Demi scouts this with his Overlord, but there's nothing he can do. Bistork is just waiting for his Forge. Finally, the Forge does finish up, and now cannons are thrown down, and there is no way Demi can hold on to the gold base.
I'd like to see him try, but he's given up on it. He's getting his natural base.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to buy a little bit more time before he actually has to cancel.
Oh! What? He lets it finish.
Did he let it finish?
Well, he did let it finish.
Misclick.
Well, did he
yeah,
mean to?
fairness.
Did he mean to let it finish? Is a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lings are on the way. A handful of Lings. Is it going to be enough though? 2 cannons. This is bold from Demi. We'll see.
Maybe if he turns the larva at the base into Lings as well. Yeah, those cannons were targeting them down for a little bit, so drew some attention away from that hatchery. I want to say Demi should have enough to overwhelm the cannons. Will he have enough to overwhelm them in time?
It's a question, as there are only a handful of Lings, to be honest. They don't have Link speed or anything like that. The hatchery is less than half HP.
He's giving it up.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deal with 2 cannons like this. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way Demi will lose it. So you may be correct in saying that he accidentally let it finish. He didn't mean to by any means, but it did finish up. What's interesting is that Link speed is about to finish up. Can Demi make use of it? There's a shield battery at her.
Not like this. Not like this.
So 300 minerals down the drain here. Even more. I think a couple of Lings got picked up as well. Oh god. Oh god.
Lings got picked off. One thing of larva got picked off. All these minerals that would have been mined, not it, but aren't. Keep that in account. But Demi is still trying to do whatever he can to get ahead here. Very greedy with that 3rd hatchery. Well, I say very greedy within the context of the openings. Pretty greedy response, but he knows he can utilize his Lings for map control.
Yeah, what I'm worried about, if I'm honest, the first Void Ray finishes up. If it makes a beeline to the 3rd base, like, Demi is going to have a hard time holding it. He's trying desperately to spread creep and get queens over here, but a Void Ray can be very annoying. Luckily for Demi, the Void Ray is busy cleaning up Overlords, cleaning up Lings, so he is a little bit distracted. But yeah, Demi's got a lot of he's got a lot to catch up on. He isn't out of this game by any means. It's just, you know, losing 300 minerals at the start of the game is rough. Nope.
Definitely. Especially when a lot of the opening was hitching on that. Once again, Bistork, little negligent with his Void Rays. At least it doesn't take too much hull damage.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Oracle is looking to try and find some damage here at the natural base. Maybe a stasis ward, but the Queens are all here in time. The Oracle does nothing. And unfortunately, Bistork does not scout the third. He scouts the vertical third, but not the triangular. And now finally he will get eyes on it.
Yeah, unfortunately nothing here to really take out, but that itself has got to cause Bistork to have a little bit of sigh of relief, right? It's like, oh, thank God. He's trying to macro out of this.
Yeah. He confirms that it's not like a 2-base all-in or anything like that. We do see a revelation in the main base. He confirms that there is no lair, so it's only queens and drones at the moment. Lings are across the map to try and deny the third base, but we got a Void Ray. Like, the third's fine.
More than fine. The Oracle, however, is not. It does get taken out. That's just, you know, one less thing to be annoying here for Demi.
Exactly. Meanwhile, speaking of being annoying, Bistork is just cruising, going into a second Stargate. He's going to be going into a Sky Toss, and that is what Protoss does best on Pride of Altaris. It's not as good as Glittering Ashes, I would say. Glittering Ashes, you have so many more bases to take and fortify. This is a little bit more narrow, but still, Sky Toss can definitely excel on a map like this.
I'm with you on that one. There's, yeah, as we're saying, you know, all these ramps do make it a little bit more awkward for Hydras and Queens to maneuver. Carriers and Void Rays can retreat back to the high ground, and yeah, just a lot that can get done.
Exactly. Speaking of, oh god, Demi's gonna try and take a base. Please cancel in time, please.
He does cancel in time.
Whew. Please cancel in time, please.
Or does he need to?
Okay, he does not. He holds on to his fourth base. Beautifully done here by Demi. Sure, there was a cancel, but it's fine. It's just a cancel. It's so good, so good. And behind this,
he does cancel in time.
He does. And Bistork is transitioning into a Twilight Council and +1.
Huh. I guess he really doesn't want to deal with Hydras and Queens, but it's this Demi we're talking about, you know? He's not going to be going into Hydras unless he really needs to.
Yeah, and he needed to in Game 1, but not so much in Game 2 as he is going for a Spire, not a Hydra Den.
Building that he is a lot more comfortable with. I have to wonder if he if he blind counters and goes into Corruptors, or if Demi does Demi things, grabs his Mutalisk. He's going to have to get at least a handful of them, right, to go across the map.
Yeah, I mean, Mutas can do a lot here, like, but we already have cannons and shield batteries at the third base. I don't know if Mutas are really the right call. It's risky to say the least. High risk, high reward here for Demi. Meanwhile, do you have a full scout? Demi confirms, ooh, you already have a Temple Archives. That means you already have access to Archons and potentially Storm later on.
Yeah, Mutalisk would still be a risk, as you're saying, but they'd at least be a bit more useful than Corruptus. But you know what's more useful than either of those units, though? Roaches.
True. We have Roaches in production as soon as Demi scouted the tech, by the way. He started Roach speed, so he's like, okay, I need a Roach base army here to help deal with Charge Lots and Archons. And Queens help deal with the Void Rays, and there are plenty of Queens, mate. The Transfuses, they are good enough. The Void Rays still don't find any damage.
Yeah, Demi may not even need to touch his Spire until we get to the late game. But he's still gonna get his upgrades regardless, just in case he needs them.
Yeah, this is what we needed Goga Joey to do on Glittering Ashes, if you recall. Like, you get a Spire, sure, if you don't make anything, that's fine, but start working on your upgrades ASAP. Meanwhile, Demi heard you, mate. He's
boy!
He's going full Demi, mate.
You'll love to see it. I need that dream team. I need that dream team of Demi, Jim Rising, and Buell, and Muta Kings everywhere, and Bly from you.
Let's go. The mutas are coming out, a mass amount of mutas at that. Bistork has no idea, so he has no phoenixes. He only has void rays at home. Does he have any archons? No, he does not. He's banking up energy for storm at the moment, even though he doesn't have. So there we go. Archons are on the way. But can these mutas find damage? That is the question. And will they go unscattered until they get across the map? More than likely, yes.
Yeah, Bistork really doesn't have anything out on the map right now. No observers, no hallucinations, nothing.
No vision, mate. Like, if you look at it, that Bistork's perspective, like, he just sees nothing out of the map. He's moving out, and the mutas are moving in.
I can't see from Bistork's perspective. He sees nothing.
Oh god! Immediately the cannon goes down. He forces Bistork to respond, and Bistork, he was kind of having second guessing himself a little bit there.
And in that time, these Mutalisks get even more damage done. 7 probes go down. Not the worst right now for Bistork, but still a good amount of damage here for Demi.
Exactly, especially because he's getting more where that came from, mate. 9 drones go down, some shield batteries, some cannons, more shield batteries and cannons. Overcharge was already used, and by the time these mutas get cleaned up, they will have paid for themselves, mate.
Phoenixes?
Oh.
We're in a little bit of trouble. Ares, if you're watching, this is an appropriate time to get Phoenixes.
This is an appropriate time to get Phoenixes, yes. Meanwhile, the Archons are trying to intercept as well, but they are just a little bit too slow. They do not keep up with these mutas, and Demi is getting ready for the 1-2 punch. A couple of Phoenixes get picked off, and we have a Queen Roach army moving out across the map.
Yeah, we have a majority Sky army right now that's just going to fall to the Queens, all things considered. Mutalisk distracting the Sky Army, especially the Void Rays. Looks like Bistork is cleaning up at least the Roaches.
Yeah.
And the Mutalisk and the Queens as well. Demi definitely miscalculated how much DPS he actually had with his army.
Exactly. Demi wanted to make this happen, and mutas just don't work in a head-on engagement. Like, Demi was maxed out, but it's like, mate, these mutas aren't going to do much at all, and they all died immediately, and we needed more support for the Roach Ravager. Sorry, for the Roach Queen. Nothing shoots up.
Nothing shoots up, at least at the moment. The Roaches are at least able to deal with the Zealots and the Archons, but that's just a very tiny consolation. Demi needs to buy more time for his Corruptors to get out. And they're out!
No, a couple of them do come out here at the 4th base. They go down immediately. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of Queens ready to defend. And Bistork, he's overextending a little bit. He's got to back up. He's got to respect this.
Even with Aeon Pulse Crystal, you do not want to get too, you do not want to be that aggressive against Corruptors. Mutalisk, sure. Not Corruptors.
Yeah. Corruptors laugh in the face of Phoenixes, and unfortunately, there's still Phoenixes in production. No, mate, we need Void Rays more than anything. Void Rays, Archons, Zealots, the exact same army composition that Bistork had earlier, just more of it. Meanwhile, Demi did sustain some losses, but honestly, he didn't lose too many drones. Like, look at the units lost. He's only lost 4 drones this entire game.
Yeah, I want to say Bistork got the better end of that whole engagement, that whole kerfuffle, since Demi lost the base, but as you were saying, Demi didn't lose any of his workers. He's remaking that gold base. And let's not forget, Bistork did lose a couple of high-cost units. He lost all of his Archons. He lost a couple of Void Rays.
Yeah, that he did. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes, now they're across the map. They're trying to do whatever damage they can. Oh, a couple of stray mutas get picked off for free there. But again, Demi doesn't need mutas right now. As much as maybe he wants to think otherwise.
He wants mutas, yeah. Well, this is a decent amount of drone kills from the side of Bistork. Starting to work on his carrier count now. A lot of Phoenixes are starting to fall, but you'd rather have supply for carriers and Void Rays at this point, wouldn't you, if you're Bistork?
Yeah, if you're a Protoss player, typically, even if you start off or if you transition into Phoenixes, you want to get out of them. You know, maxing out on Phoenixes typically isn't the best idea.
Unfortunately not. It's especially not against it's especially not a good idea when you're against a mass mind, Ares.
Oh god. Meanwhile, Demi, he's stabilized, he's getting more bases up and running, he's getting a decent army as well. The big thing that Demi is missing though are spellcasters. He has avoided Infestors and Vipers completely.
Does he have a hive? I think he got the infestation pit.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh.
He doesn't. He doesn't have the infestation pit.
Oh, that's surprising to me. So Demi on Lair Tech, 15 minutes into the game is surprising because, as you said, he does have the infestation pit. He got it earlier. He just hasn't used it for anything.
Yeah, I feel like he might be tunnel visioning a little bit here, which, you know, it's understandable. Bistork is breathing down his neck at the moment with his Skytoss army, but yeah, Demi definitely needs to take a step back and realize I need to tech up. I'm hard stuck on I don't want to be stuck on Lair Tech for the time being. That was a kill on one of that hatcheries, not a cancel. The Corruptors are doing a fantastic job in disguise though, and the Archons are starting to fall on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. We needed some better target fire there on the Archons. There we go. Finally, we do have prismatic alignment. The Corruptors do back off. They do respect the Voids. And can the Voids keep on pushing in? The carriers are coming out.
I think they can.
Oh my god, the Queens fall.
Mostly taken out.
Yeah, but you know what? There's just no more answers. I mean, to be fair, the Corruptors did back up and they survived, but they just abandoned the Queens. Every single Queen went down.
Indeed, they did. And he's trying to pull them together so he can start one-shotting these Void Rays one by one, but there's still a very high chance that this gold base goes down. But Bistork doesn't target it, and here come all of the Corruptors, a beautiful concave on top of the Void Rays. Forces a recall, but he misses one of the carriers!
Oh.
That's a free carrier for Demi! And he maintains that gold base!
He does somehow hold on to the gold. As you said, we had a 360 surround there. Demi just maxed out on Corruptors. He kept his Corruptors alive earlier as well. He knew that he could survive, you know, an initial push, maybe even give up a base, maybe even lose the gold, but still take out the army. That's exactly what happened. Meanwhile, Bistork, yo, this gold base is so exposed.
It is primed to be piled down and caustic sprayed. Only enough, I think those cannons aren't in range of that shield battery. Oh, but here comes the army.
Yeah, here comes the army, but there's just not enough here for our Protoss player. Demi, he just annihilates everything left. There's just not enough army. There's not enough supply here for Bistork, despite him having a pretty good composition overall. And yeah, Demi, he's just pushing on forward.
It's really hard to see him let go of this victory. He's maxed out.
Yeah.
He's moving across the map with his roaches and his Corruptors. He's being a little bit cautious here because he doesn't want to overextend. But still.
Yeah, you can definitely see that Bistork did overextend earlier. Like, he was just being a little bit too aggressive there. He could have kind of taken his wins and backed off from there, but he was just a little bit too greedy in the end, and he is being punished hard for it, as just there's just nothing to stop these Corruptors. Like, they are just out of control. Oh my god.
Not even battery overcharge rate.
Yeah, I don't know if you
That's
saw
how much damage.
There was an Archon volley that like almost killed all these Corruptors. That's why they're so low. Yeah. Which was impressive, not gonna lie, but even that wasn't enough.
Not quite enough, yeah. So yeah, I'm not impressed with the result. I'm impressed with the fight.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Exactly. The gold base still stands, by the way. Like, Demi ignored it. He wanted to go for the kill. He didn't want to waste his time with the gold. And because of that, Bistork he still has a good economy. It's just his army that's lacking. He needs time more than anything. He's getting more shield batteries. He's getting more cannons as well. Void Rays. Is it going to be enough? The gold base will eventually fall. But will it give Bistork enough time to make an army?
Not quite. I don't think anyway.
I mean, the Void Ray count is getting higher. Ugh, this fresh base doesn't have the stack defense that he needs.
And this just allows Demi to get such an effective foothold here. Or it's funny to say in the context of Zerg player, because, you know, they don't really have siege units, at least not without lurkers. But yeah, this is a foothold.
Oh, meanwhile, a massive Zealot run by. It's actually crippling the economy of Demi. So far, the solo stepping has been pretty good with these Void Rays. This Nexus may go down, but Bistork is dealing a lot of damage across the map.
He's actually going to kill that base. Demi will be forced back, but not before he himself gets a base and a gold.
Yeah, Bistork did keep the majority of his workers alive, though. Those Zealots are not done. Now they're going to the gold base. Yo, these Zealots are the real MVP. Can they get it? They're going to target it down!
They should be able to. Oh, the transfusions though! Transfusions are looking really good! The transfusions... The transfuse was just barely too good.
Oh my god, that would have definitely gotten Bistork not back into this, but like it would have been a great start to get back into this, right?
Exactly.
My god. Meanwhile,
I don't know if it would have won the game, but it would have evened things out a little when it comes to the economy.
So I don't know if you noticed Demi remax on mutas.
He did. He really wants to make it work. And it's kind of working. Yeah, there we go. It's working.
Yeah. We needed some Archons, and unfortunately there were no Archons. All the Voiders are getting picked off, and it looks like Demi has finally done it. Bistork put up a hell of a fight, but it was not enough.
It really wasn't. Which, once again, just goes to prove my theory. If not for the power people, Demi would not be in the lower bracket.
He shouldn't have been, mate. He shouldn't have been. But here we go. He is redeeming himself. He is getting his revenge. And with this, he'll be able to advance on and face our finalist, mate. Gogo Joey, he's up there. He's waiting for the winner of the series.
He's taking down notes, slowly but surely.
Exactly.
Still hanging on, which, again, this is his tournament life on the line. We're in the lower bracket finals. If there's a way to get back in this game, then Bistork is going to try to find it, but emphasis on try.
Yeah, so everything will eventually get picked off. That's the last remaining forces here for Bistork, and GG gets called. Demi, he takes it 2-0.
Getting another chance here to continue his streak. But first, he's going to have to go up against a absolute juggernaut in Gogo Joey.
Oh yeah, what a game, by the way.
What a game, yeah.
Like it did kind of swing back and forth for a while there between the players, and I want to commend Bistork as well. Like overall, like he was winning some incredible fights, but did like there were a couple of moments. I think there were 2 key moments where he did like overextend a little bit,
yeah,
and throw away like a lead that he would have had.
Definitely, I feel like that's kind of that's something that we noticed quite a bit from Bistork throughout this throughout this evening. His series against Gogo Joey, game number 1, if he just chilled out, maintained his start base, and didn't try to go for the throat, would have been in a much better position here as well. He was doing a really good job of killing the bases with his initial pushes, but again, he should have recognized, I can kill this base, I can dip out, I can get to the next phase of the game with an economic advantage. But he kept trying to force the issue every time, and as somebody who doesn't main Protoss, I feel like it's something I would do, because it's like, well, I got recall, right? Not quite. Recall is good, but not that good.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oof. So GG, well played gets called, and now we have our 2 finalists ready in the grand finals.
It's the ZvP. And it's a player who we haven't seen in a while versus a player who is the current reigning champion of Grand Platypus Open.
That it is. It's going to be the Joey versus the Shark. It's what we've all been waiting for. Not quite.
We've been very animal themed tonight.
We have. I kind of like it. Unfortunately, we don't have our regular Joey versus Mio Micah finals, but it will still be a ZvZ nonetheless. And with that, we are going to be going on a short 5-minute break. When we return, we'll have our finals.
Enjoy the duct tapes. I know I will. At least until the 2-minute leg. Something.
See you soon.
Bye.